Today, let's talk about what books you should read. If you're in sales, you're really any business whatsoever, these are some books that are going to really help you out. Let's dig into it. Have you ever heard that saying that you are the sum of the 5 people that you associate with? Well, the same is probably true about books that you're going to read. I was reading a book the other day and I was really enthralled by some of the topics that the author was bringing up. But it occurred to me that in reality, not any one author has it right. Not any one book has been the end-all be-all book that would help me in anything. And a lot of it is regurgitation or even some, reinvention of some of the same topics that I've already seen in other books from other authors. Okay, if you really slim down the topic, like you talk about one particular thing, you probably could prescribe one book to be the end-all be-all book. I mean, I'm thinking instruction manuals or something like that. That's probably the case. But in most cases, especially when you're just talking about broad-based topics on like how to do sales or how to prospect or how to run your business, I'm going to assume that you're going to need to read more than one book. It's just important to get a varying degree of different people's ideas. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Take Grant Cardone, for instance. He is obviously a really good salesperson and one of the great business minds that we have working today. And he does a really good job of explaining how to make you better at sales in his book. But if I was to come work for you and you handed me his book, 10X, and said, Joe, this is how we do business here, I don't know if that's my style and I would want to stick around in that type of business. That being said, my favorite book is actually a book by Yvon Chouinard of Patagonia called Let My People Go Surfing. That's one of the books that I refer back to all the time. But if you handed me that book and said, Joe, this is the only book that we use to do business in our particular business, I don't particularly know that I would want to work there either. Now, obviously, the two examples that I gave are at the extreme polar opposites of each other, probably. One of them is just do what you want, and the other one is do everything all the time. Those are my own paraphrases of their ideas of the book for sure, and it doesn't do them any justice. You should read both of those books, by the way, if you have the time. But what I'm illustrating with that point is the fact that not any one idea is going to be the idea. You're going to have to become a student. You're going to have to be a person who reads often and reads many different ideas and many different topics. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to put that into your process if you truly want to get better at what you're doing. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be one of those videos where I talk pie in the sky and don't give you any actual recommendations on the book to read. I'm going to give you 2, and here they come. There's going to be 2. If you're new to the business or you're new to sales, or really even if you haven't read them before, I'm going to suggest that you read Fanatical Prospecting. That's important. That's definitely one of those books that talks about the topics. And in that same realm, I'm going to have you read The Hard Thing About Hard Things. And that is by Ben Horowitz, and he does a really good job of anyone who is in business should read this book because it talks a lot about how you should run a business, and it does, in my mind, it does a really good job of exactly explaining like this is the process, this is the problem, and this is how you fix it. I really like that book. So I definitely suggest that you pick that one up for sure. So just summing up what we have gone over, make sure that you read a lot. Make sure that you're reading all the time. Just a little food for thought. The average read time for people in most adult ranges is 15 minutes. If you schedule 30 minutes per day to read, you will be doing approximately twice what most people are actually doing when they read. So if you want to become a master of something, jump into reading and just jump into any topic that you feel like. Read them all. Thank you very much for watching. There are links below on how you can get more of my content or coaching with me. And don't forget to subscribe. The algorithm likes that. Thank you very much for watching.